Today I'm painting another mob from Massive Darkness 2 very quickly with some speed paints and contrast paints. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. I'm painting the Nagas from Massive Darkness 2 with some skeleton bone primer. Here is a look at the one I did in the unboxing video of the speed paints. Now, he was supposed to look sort of like this, because I was going to change the red for an orange. I was going to keep the blues. Whoops. Kind of made a mistake there. I'm using Fire Giant Orange as the first speed paint. We're going to be comparing that to Griffhound Orange. And I was supposed to stop pretty much right there. Do the head and some of the arms. But I wasn't supposed to do all the scales. But I'm not going to repaint these guys. I'm not going to reprime them. I'm just going to go ahead with that. The reason for that is because I did the mob leader with the same orange from the speed paint. From the Hill Giant Orange. Or whatever it's called. Fire Giant Orange. And it just got into my head. And I've been painting so many different things lately that I forgot what I was painting. And I forgot to look at the other one that I did from the unboxing video. Anyway, so there's going to be one that looks different, plus the mob leader that's going to be a little different. Alright, let's get to the speed paint. Let's talk about that now. As you can see, this one is going on really well. This is skeleton bone. So people have told me that the speed paints are going to work really well with the army painter primers and not necessarily with the citadel primers. So now we're using Griffhound Orange, which is a citadel contrast. So now we're using that on top of the same skeleton bone. So we're not using Wraithbone from Citadel because I want to compare how these paints work on each other, like their competition primers kind of thing. As you saw with the speed paint, it really went on really nicely. Beautiful color to it actually. This one is working similarly. Is a little, I think it's a bit brighter orange. The other one is a bit darker orange. I'm not sure which one I like better. I think they're pretty much positive the same way. They went on the same way. I found there was no difference. I did find a difference though with the speed paint with the army painter primer, is that it made a difference actually. I noticed it went on really well. Now I'm not going to test to see if it reactivates. Well, sort of, because I'm going to do some dry brushing at the end, but I'm not putting any kind of wash on these this time. Don't know why I'm not doing that. Maybe I should anyways, but we'll see. All right, runic gray. Okay, so the underbelly or the skin part underneath here is supposed to be like a very, very light blue, but I'm just doing this as an undertone because I will dry brush on top of this later to get the final result I want. So yes, it might look weird with that skeleton bone underneath, but this gives it a nice little grayish fleshy look with a little bit of hint of blue to it. We're going to be comparing it to Space Wolves Gray, doing the exact same area, underneath the hands, some of the arms, underneath the chest there, underneath the mouth of the snakes, just going down the bottom of the chest. You can see they're pretty much identical. Runic Gray, Space Wolves Gray, almost identical. Like, I wouldn't even know the difference if I just saw them like that. Alright, now we're using some Magic Blue. This is from the Army Painter Speed Paint. I used this one in the unboxing video on the other Naga. It's a beautiful blue, and it does compare exactly to its contrast counterpart. Again, another color that I don't see much of the difference. However, this one did go on a little bit better. It did get in, like, it did do the highlights a little bit more. It was a little bit, like, not thicker, but I mean, it was, you know what I mean, like you put it on and it gets into the nooks and crannies a lot easier than the contrast paint, I find anyway. So the contrast paint I'll be using is Talisar Blue. As you can see, it's almost identical, but a little touch lighter. So I tried putting a lot on my brush and then putting it on here, and as you can see, it was just like, it wasn't getting into the recesses. So I almost had to put like a second coat on so that I didn't want to make it darker, but at least to get that effect of the highlights and to get into the nooks and crannies. I like calling them nooks and crannies on these miniatures because, you know, that's what they are. And it went on okay, but the color was very similar. So if you have either one is good. So here I'm doing that dry brush. So this is Cold Flesh. This is from the Army Painter. It's a D&D unique paint. Just doing this on all the blues or grays. And as you can see now, it's just getting the raised edges beautiful. And then I'm using Cronus Blue from Citadel on the dry stuff, like the dry stuff on the Citadel contrast paints. Alright, there you have it. Army Painter, Citadel contrast. Which one do you think? As you can see, the details are a little bit more on the speed paint. A little bit nicer with the blue and the orange. And here they are all mixed up. So they are all ready to go. And I want to thank you guys for watching. And we'll catch you all in the next one.